Hi, Alissa.
Hey, Katy.
Welcome to episode number 279.
Uh-huh.
It's Hustle Humbly Orientation Day.
Yeah, it's like Hustle Humbly University.
I know, and I'm so glad you said that because I brought the stickers. You know, we have these sweet Hustle Humbly University stickers.
We're showing YouTube.
Established 2019.
Mm-hmm.
And if anyone listens to this episode and has listened to all of the episodes, why don't you email us your address and I will send you a sticker.
Yeah, show us that you've listened to all and you get a sticker.
So step one, our email address is team, T-E-A-M, team at hustlehumblypodcast.com.
Yeah, we thought, it's December. Y'all have a lot going on. We've been getting a lot of new listeners lately.
Yes.
So we would just do a quick orientation to give you the lay of the land.
You know how on Instagram or whatever social media, I see there's a lot of new followers lately. So let me introduce myself.
Yeah. Hi, my name's Alissa.
Keep going. Tell us more.
Okay, I got licensed as a real estate agent in 2011. And I started with my broker that I'm still with today.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Katy. And you're here. Welcome. Oh my gosh. I actually was licensed in 2005.
Yeah.
It'll be 20 years.
I can't believe that.
I cannot believe that.
Mm-mm.
I mean, Jay and I have been together longer than 20 years.
That's a long time.
It's a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are new here, welcome.
Yeah.
If you are not new here, thank you for listening to this.
You may learn something new today.
You should probably learn something new today. This is going to be highly informational. And I think the point is we're trying to make the podcast more easy to use as a resource.
Yeah, we offer a lot of freebies. There's some courses. There's tons of things that we want you, our listeners, to have to be successful.
Right.
To help you in your business.
Right.
One of the big things Katy and I are both passionate about is keeping it simple.
Yeah.
There are so many shiny objects in real estate world and everybody trying to sell you all these things. And we're just trying to keep it simple with things that you will actually use.
Yes.
To help your business.
Yes. And, when you get to episode 279 of a podcast, if you're a new listener, that feels pretty daunting to go back and dig through, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just hard. Maybe you do go back to episode 1 and start. And I love the people like, I just started from episode 1 and I listened to all 200 in 1 month. And I'm like, wow.
Whoa.
Wow.
I'd be tired of hearing myself.
I don't know if I've heard that myself talk that much in 1 month.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot. But I would say if you're new here or if you started somewhere in the middle, we always recommend going back to episodes 1 through 3.
Yeah, those are sort of the foundation of the podcast, how it came to be, who we are on a little bit of a deeper level, and why the podcast was born back in 2019.
I know. And it explains also not just the whys, but how we were feeling about the industry at that point now 5 years ago. I don't know that it's changed all that much, the way we felt. And I think people still listen to that second episode, the culture of the real estate industry, and are like, yes, this still resonates. So, and then 3 is mindset. And that is really truly the underlying thread of the whole podcast, right?
Yeah.
So even though we may be giving you very, very practical tips and how-tos, there's always a mindset piece, I feel like, just like a little river floating underneath us. We're floating down the river of mindset. Do you want to build a referral-based business rooted in relationships, not cold leads?
Do you want to use social media to connect with your database?
Enter Modern Agent Social Club. Mask is the marketing membership that pairs current content trends with timeless strategies to help you grow your real estate business.
When you join Mask, you'll have instant access to relatable content every single month that's actually fun to implement.
You'll also get a weekly private podcast giving you the creative strategies you need to stay relevant.
Plus, marketing campaigns to grow your email list, email templates to keep you top of mind with your database, and so much more.
And we have great news for you. Mask is now a monthly membership with no contracts, and you can get your first month for half off with our code.
Head over to hustlehumblypodcast.com/mask and use the code HustleHumbly to get $50 off your first month. That's hustlehumblypodcast.com/mask, MASC. So as far as episodes go, after you have listened 1 through 3 to episodes 1 through 3. Especially if you're new here, we want to remind everybody that on our website, hustlehumblypodcast.com, we have all of the episodes categorized based into what you need. You want me to read some of these categories?
You just can go to /categories.
Yes, hustlehumblypodcast.com/categories. So that way, if you're preparing for a listing appointment or need to know how to do something, you can go to these categories to find what you're looking for quickly.
Yeah.
Okay, so examples would be if you need a mindset boost.
Let's hear it.
These are some of the episodes. Parts of the process, boundaries and self-care.
Oh, you're giving me the category title.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay.
I'm giving you the category titles.
Perfect.
If you are thinking about becoming an agent, we have a whole section for pre-licensees, and that has been really fun. We get emails from people that are like, I'm not even licensed yet, and I've been listening to the podcast. I'm like, can you imagine having some of that guidance?
I cannot.
I had none of that before.
Cannot. And I had a good broker. It just still, I'm like, what? It blows my mind to think about how, like, just being like, this is how you do it. Mm-hmm. If someone could tell me on my time exactly what I needed to know.
Imagine starting your real estate business from the beginning with systems in place.
I mean,
instead of waiting until you're successful and then trying to implement when you're actually working.
Right.
So hard.
You felt so lost in the beginning.
I know.
So lost.
So that's why that is there. Okay. And then we have one for new agents.
Okay.
So some good, helpful things there. Mm-hmm. Systems and tools, how to get those up and running. Mm-hmm. How-tos. How-tos are very practical, like how to open house, how to get business, how to listing interview, how to navigate offers. So lots of good, meaty how-to stuff.
Yeah, y'all. And I don't know if you're new here and you've never listened to the show, especially one of those how-to episodes. We are not like other real estate podcasts where they're just fluff, general mindset, general overview.
You should do this. If you're not doing this, you fail.
We're talking about 45 minutes of how to fill out or what you need to look at on an offer before you tell your seller. Or like, it's very, very almost so in the weeds that I'm sure it could probably put some people to sleep.
Yeah, but we've gotten good reviews on them though.
No, because
those are always the best listened to.
And they always come with stories. Mm-hmm. And so even if you already know how to do one of these things, it doesn't hurt to hear how another person does it.
Yeah, I always love hearing real life stories from other agents because that hasn't happened to me, but now I feel more prepared.
Yeah.
The rest of our categories are, we have one for the mamas. Okay. So if you're a working mom, need some encouragement. We have one for the investors.
Yep.
Working with investors.
Oh, the investor ones are my favorite.
The veteran agents, the seasoned agents that are veteran agents. Yep. Database love is our favorite. Mm-hmm. You can find all the episodes there on how to build and grow and work your database. If you're going to
work by repeat referral, that's your category.
Mm-hmm. Working with sellers, working with buyers, and then we have a category for non-agents.
Yeah, there is an occasional topic, and we've had, friends and family who listen. I'm like, look, we'll just categorize it so you're not getting into these how-tos.
Yeah.
And you can just follow the ones that are more like business related or, general working, like and having boundaries or,
I guess we need to add a for the consumer.
Yeah, we should. Mm-hmm. Oh, let me make a note.
Yeah, that would be.
Because in the last couple of years, we've done a how to buy your house, how to sell your house,
how to stage your house.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And the point of those is so that you as an agent can share it directly with the consumer. Mm-hmm. Be like, hey, I know that you're thinking of listing. I'm so excited. Here is a link to an episode of this real estate podcast that will tell you as a consumer what's going to happen or how to prepare or, whatever.
Yeah. Like one of my favorite ones to share with clients is buying and selling at the same time. Mm-hmm. Because it's such a long email that I'm like, hey, look, if this email was too long, just go listen to this episode on buying a house and selling your house at the same time.
Very helpful.
So helpful.
To the consumer. The staging one is good. Okay. And I think the investment ones.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
For the consumer. I have shared it many times with like a consumer. Hey, here, listen to these on investments. Mm-hmm. Okay. Great. New category coming soon.
Yes.
Maybe by the time this airs.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you want to hit next?
Oh, so many things.
Okay. So that's the podcast itself. Those are how you can kind of sort through the categories. While we're on the podcast itself, I'm going to dual talk about something. We have a community. Community is a paid membership. It is $25 a month. If you join the community, I'm going to tell you all the features later, but one of the most important features is the podcast search.
Yes.
Okay. All of our episodes have been cataloged into an AI where you can type in a question and it will pull the answers from things we have already said.
So this AI feature only has our podcast episode transcripts and information. It's not pulling from anywhere else.
Right.
So many times we get emails that are like, hey, what did that letter say that Alissa wrote to her neighborhood? Or what was that idea you had for a Thanksgiving pop-by? You can go in community to that AI feature and ask those questions. Yeah. Not only will it answer your question, it'll tell you which episode, which minute
It'll give you a little link to play it. You can
It'll
hear the
let
audio.
you listen to it. It is fascinating.
It's just so helpful when you think about trying to sort through, again, 200 plus episodes that are typically 40-ish minutes long. That's a lot. And of course, topics do repeat themselves. So it's like, was it this episode on database? Was it this episode on database? You can just ask the AI.
Yeah.
It's just going to tell you.
It's such a great feature.
Such a great feature. So that's probably, honestly, one of my favorite things that you get in community.
Well, why don't we go ahead and finish talking about community?
Okay, well, let's talk about the other features.
I can remember when Katy was like, we need a Hustle Humbly community.
We waited a long time.
And I thought, who's going to be in that? Nobody's going to want to hang out with us.
Right.
And it has become one of my favorite places.
Right.
It's also a way for us to get to know y'all because we hear all the time, oh, I feel like I know y'all because y'all are in my car all the time. Yeah. But now that we have community, we get to meet people face to face, and we have monthly lives, which have been so helpful with meeting people.
Yeah.
It's just been such a great community, such a great resource.
The lives are nice, and they are usually topic to something specific. Usually that makes sense for the time or the season, or maybe it's just something more general like a Q&A. And I think the actual community group is hosted on a Facebook group, right? So people can come in and ask questions or tell us their situations, get advice. You and I are there and we respond. But also the responses from other agents who are not necessarily in your market, but are like-minded or maybe have worked through a similar situation is so nice. You just like it's a safe space where there are all different types of agents in all different types of places who want to help each other.
We're not here for negativity and excuses and all of that. We are here to be a positive, encouraging community.
Yes. So that's nice. The referral list. This is like a little secret gem to me, I feel like. And almost everyone in community, so there's several hundred people, are on the referral list. So if you join, you can join the referral list. It basically says, I'm Katy, I am in this location, I serve these places, and I am happy to take referrals.
Yes. So if you're looking for someone in another state and you need help vetting people, you can check the referral list. And at least you know these people have some Hustle Humbly values.
Enough to like commit to being in the group.
Yeah, enough to be part of the community.
I do feel like it's a certain type of agent.
Yeah.
So I think it is a one layer of checking, right?
Like, are you a Hustle Humbly agent?
Right. Like, do you believe in what we have said here? So there's that referral list. And then my second favorite is that there is a military referral list. So if you serve a military community or a base or, you have a lot of military in and out relocation, then there's a list just for those people. And it says agent and what community they're serving, and obviously that they're open for those referrals.
We have had some really lovely success stories.
Yeah.
It's been fun hearing all the referrals going across the country.
I know. I obviously thought they would use it, but they're using it so much more than I thought.
I know. It's such a valuable resource.
There are some realtor groups that charge money for this.
just to be on the list.
And this is just simply a facet.
It's a part
of a piece of all this. So I think that is huge. And I've had some agents say, well, I used to refer this way, but now I only refer in the group.
Yeah.
Which is really nice.
So nice. I've used it so many times.
You have? Okay, I love that. Book club, sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes book club.
Sometimes we're reading a book,
Sometimes we're reading a book. Sometimes y'all say they don't want to read a book. Sometimes they want us to read a book and explain it to them. So we'll do that too sometimes.
Also in the group, member taught classes. So we try to source, like if there's someone in the group that does great at farming, we did that once, or setting up a single listing website. So we're trying to get everyone in the group, if they have a specific skill set and want to teach it, we'll do those.
We had
those
someone teach Canva, didn't we?
Yep.
Yeah, we've had several. So if you have a skill and would like to teach.
Right. We might be a good place for you. And lastly, really on this list, sometimes there'll be extra templates or checklists, but you automatically get the prospecting templates.
Yes.
Okay. So when you join, prospecting templates are like around 20-ish, I feel like. Templates for how to reach out to your prospects.
Yeah.
Whether they're people you know in your database or people you don't know or, whatever.
Following up with leads.
Yes, they're follow-up. And it's just, they're not necessarily long.
No.
But it just helps give you the words, right? What makes
you started.
Get you moving. So you get those for free when you join. They're typically on their own for $47. So, and again, community is month to month, so you're not committed.
Yeah, and we also have a accountability partnership in there.
Yes.
So a lot of our Hustle Humbly community members have partnered up with an accountability partner just on their own time, depending on what you're looking for. Do you prefer email, phone call, Zooms, and what day of the week, evening, morning? And so you could also have an accountability partner within community.
Right. Okay. I feel like that's a good overview
community summary.
Okay, summary done.
Let's talk about freebies.
Let's talk about freebies.
Yeah, since we just talked about community.
Okay, so on the website, again, hustlehumblypodcast.com /freebies with an S.
Yep.
There are 4 free resources. Anyone welcome to have one or all, whatever floats your boat. The number one free resource that we have been sharing since early on is our database template.
My favorite.
This is simply the spreadsheet that we use to keep track of our people.
That's it.
It's got the columns on there. Now, you will also get a list of instructions, so how to use it, and what we added, which I swore I had found on Google before, but when I went to find it again,
we couldn't find it.
Nowhere to be found.
So we made our own.
It is a who do you know list. So if you are struggling getting your database full of people, this is the who do you know list. And it's just sort of prompts to be like, oh yeah, your college roommates, or oh yeah,
my friend's parents. Oh yeah, the dad that came on that one showing. Oh yeah, the dentist, the veterinarian.
Yeah.
You know more people than you realize.
Exactly.
So it'll help you really get that database with some names on there. And the beauty of it is, Katy and I don't use a CRM per se. We just use our spreadsheet.
Yeah.
If you're a CRM person, you always want to have your people backed up somewhere. And if they're in a spreadsheet, you can just upload it to any, import, export. So it should be pretty easy for you.
Okay. Next freebie, the seller open house checklist.
Such a good one.
This is a nice one that you can then share to your sellers directly before showings or open house. It tells them how to prepare.
Yes.
Right? It's pretty straightforward. It is a checklist. Next up, staging tips. Again, easy for you to share with your sellers. It's a pretty extensive list.
It is extensive.
A lot of stuff on that staging tip list. And then lastly, the make sure you're sure template.
This is another checklist of sorts for you to have with your buyers during their due diligence period. So many things to check on besides just what the inspection report says.
And this is in the format of an email template, so you can send it to them. So it does have a list.
Yeah.
In the email, basically. And it is really helpful.
It is so helpful.
So that's for your buyers. So there's a couple of things on here for sellers. That's for your buyers. And then, of course, your database is for you.
And those are all the freebies, hustlehumblypodcast.com/freebie. Go get one, go get all.
Yeah, do you.
But I think that's the perfect intro into email templates.
Let's do it.
I would like to share, because people ask, how they came to be.
Okay, great. Share it.
So when Katy and I started the podcast in 2019, it wasn't necessarily in our minds at that time that this was going to make us money.
Right.
It was our way of giving back to the industry.
That is true.
Before 2019, so when I first got licensed, I was serving on every board and committee that I could get my hands on. After I had kids, I realized I don't have that much time. I need to be more selective with my time. And I kind of took a hiatus from volunteering because I knew I needed to. I needed to focus on being a mom, and I needed to focus on my business. During that time, I knew I was doing what I needed to be doing, but I was certainly feeling like something was missing.
Yeah, you missed it.
Because I love helping the industry.
Yep.
And I have a heart for the industry. I did a transaction with Katy during that time. We became friends. We both listened to podcasts.
Yep.
Discovered that we listened to one of the same podcasts. And one day, that one did an episode on how to do a podcast. And I listened to it.
This is very meta. Podcast on podcasting.
Podcast on podcasting, yes. And so I messaged Katy at 6 a.m. one morning, coming home from the gym. And I said, if I don't text you now, I'm not going to.
Right, because I had said, I'm thinking about making a podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just want to do something more in my life.
Yeah. And I was like, I think we should do one together. It'll satisfy my need to give back. Katy's very like-minded to how I operate, even though we're at different companies.
Mm-hmm.
So the podcast was born.
Yep.
And then several episodes in.
I'm just trying to find what episode
I know
it would have gone on, but I couldn't figure it out.
It was one of the early-ish episodes, but not like, I don't think it was in the first 10.
No.
But we mention, I got my buyer under contract, and then I sent them the buyer under contract email.
Right.
And Katy's like, oh yeah, and then I sent them this email. And then when that episode aired, Katy messaged me and said, have you seen the podcast email today? And I was like, no. And she was like, everybody wants the email templates.
People want the templates.
So I had a few and Katy had a few, but they were just ones we were using personally.
Yes, exactly.
So we got together and combined hers, ours, made sure they were good, edited them, added some more, created some new ones.
We poured over every word.
Every word.
Every word is thought out. It is not like an AI didn't even exist 5 years ago, but
how much better would that have been?
It would have been faster. It is not. It is from our personal experience and use case. And we poured over every word.
Years of evolution into these templates.
I mean, it's crazy to think, even now when we create a new template, I know there are a lot of people out there that sell a template, that provide it. Y'all, I cannot express to you how much time we spend creating something that answers as many client questions as possible, that sidesteps as many roadblocks as possible, that helps you be as absolutely professional as possible.
That's our goal, is to just help you.
It is painstaking the amount of time that we are like, okay, well, no, that doesn't work. Let's try again. Okay, so keep going with your template story.
Yes. And so we released those email templates for purchase. That was our first item that you could—
March of 2020.
March of 2020.
So we had already had 6 months of the podcast before we sold anything.
Yeah, we don't sell ads.
No.
You won't have a mattress commercial in the middle of your podcast. But email templates is our best seller.
Yep.
You get 13 buyer templates, 17 seller templates, plus 6 attachment checklists for your clients.
Yeah.
There's also a when to send these templates checklist. But that's the best one. I mean, Now, do you want to go through like how to know what you need?
Yeah. So at this point, we have basically 3 courses and community. This is what there is, okay, as far as big things. If you are we've already talked about community, but that would be like if you're feeling alone or kind of like you need some like some camaraderie,
some community.
Maybe if you need to be able to bounce ideas off of someone, you're just needing.
If you're struggling within your brokerage and just need some like-minded agents.
It's like a support, right? So if you're looking for a support system, that's community, okay? If you want to figure out how to get clients, like you're like, I just need to find clients, that is Build Your Own Business 101.
Yes.
Okay, so Build Your Own Business is the database course.
Yeah, I think it's the best.
It's so good.
But it's only seasonal.
That's right. It will be, if you hear this, depending on when you hear this, you can always sign up for the wait list. Okay, so it'll be on the website /courses with the others. You can sign up for the wait list. We're tweaking it right now. There's gonna be a live component with the next release.
Yeah.
Okay, next, if you don't know literally how to work with your clients, I don't know how to show up to a buyer's appointment. I don't know how to show up to a seller's appointment. I don't know how to record things in my business. I don't know how to budget. Like, I don't know how to do anything. That's Agent Systems 101.
Yeah.
Okay. So Agent Systems will tell you how to do it. If you don't know how to do it, then you're going to be real lost when you get a client. Okay. So you need to know how to do it.
And we're working so hard to get a client.
Right.
Make sure when you get a client, you don't mess it up.
Like, right. How do you check? Like, it was all the things that when I got the client, I was like, wait a minute. I don't know how to check a settlement statement. I don't know how to like do a CMA. I don't. And again, as Alissa said, simplicity is very crucial in the way we operate our businesses and also the way we teach it to you. I've had agents who are brand new all the way to agents who have been in the business 12 years say, I didn't know how to do a lot of this. I never thought to do it this way. Like, this was so helpful.
Well, a lot of people just don't have a plan.
No plan.
They are just waiting for the phone to ring, and when it rings, they wing it.
Yeah.
Do the best they can. But if you have a plan and if you're prepared and you surprise that client with your service, that's how you get repeat and referral business.
Right. This is how, exactly.
Every client is the best advertising you could ever have.
100%.
So don't mess it up.
Don't mess it up. Okay. So that's if you don't know how to do the work, right? And then how do you communicate with your clients? So how do you provide that amazing service? Email templates falls into that category.
Right. So that's once you have some business.
Yeah. If you have zero transaction, email templates is really only the communication from just before contract through or like pre-listing through closing and maybe a little beyond. It's not prospecting. It is truly like you have a client, they want to look for houses. You have a client, they want to sell their house.
This is transaction management.
This is transaction management. And this will be a one-time deal and you will have your transactions.
Yeah, we've had many people use email templates to replace their TC, their transaction coordinator.
I replaced my assistant.
Yeah.
Not intentionally. It's just, it really will keep your clients so informed and remove a lot of the questions that they have. The other thing about email templates is it is housed in the form of a course. So it's in our course list, but it's very quick. It is not, it's just, we walk through the templates, but if you don't want to hear us talk about them or why we use them, you don't need the course part. You just download the templates.
Yeah. And then the video was just us explaining, hey, you may want to check these areas of it to be per your market. So these are editable. They are for you to be branded to you, changed however you need for where you are.
And again, we have poured over every word and we have gone back every year and poured over every word.
Right.
So they are changed and checked and updated. And once you buy it once, you get the updated version.
Yeah.
Okay. So once a year-ish when we update, then you get an alert in your email. Hey, they're updated. You can go fix. Okay. So that breaks down all of those. What next?
Let's see.
So your social media, do we want to talk about
this? Where can they find us in general?
Okay.
We're a lot of places.
You're listening to this podcast, I assume, but you might be on YouTube, right?
Yeah, we do have a YouTube.
Y'all, I just beg you not to judge us if you go back to the old videos and even the current videos.
So
we're not a YouTube channel.
No, but it's funny because people enjoy the YouTube and we do talk to YouTube, and if we have a visual prop, we show YouTube. So we have learned that a lot of people like to listen to their podcast on YouTube. Right, they just have it on their computer while they work.
Right.
They're not necessarily watching it.
Thankfully.
But please just know we're not putting a lot of effort into our appearance.
Well, we're just not putting a lot of, you look great today.
I had an appointment later.
Okay, fine. We're not putting a lot of effort. We're not video experts. I'll just say that.
Into the quality.
Gary Vee said record the video when you start the podcast. You were like, really? And I'm like, I don't know. He says to, so we should. So we did. But some of the early videos are so dark. They're just, y'all.
It's
just
funny.
It exists.
Yeah,
okay?
It exists for you. Exists.
And again, I feel like it is the signpost for done is better than perfect.
You know what's so funny? When we first started the podcast, it took me forever to get used to hearing my voice.
Oh my gosh.
Cringe. Just did not like it. Used to it now, okay?
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me at all. But just in the last year or so, we've started using video clips on our social media, and I see myself.
Here we are.
And I'm like, well, there I am.
Yeah, we're trying to work on
touching my hair again.
I touched my hair so many times.
Working on our posture together.
We're terrible with our posture.
Yeah.
I'm always fidgeting, my little ADHD behaviors.
I know.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
You know?
So now I'm in the process of getting used to seeing myself on video.
Point being, if you're on YouTube, obviously we're on YouTube. If you're listening to us in any podcast app, we are in any
all of
podcast
them.
app.
Mm-hmm.
Apple, Spotify, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Wherever you can get a podcast.
Wherever you listen to podcasts.
Wherever you listen to podcasts. So that's how you listen to us.
But where else can they find us? There's there's besides Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest, TikTok, LinkedIn.
Yeah, that's it. We're not on the X. We don't
Google
X.
business reviews. Can they leave us a review?
You can actually leave us a Google business review.
Oh, neat.
You can Google us and leave us a Google review.
Okay.
You can go to, I think iTunes or whatever the Apple podcast app is the only one that you can type out a review.
Okay.
In Spotify, you can do stars.
Okay.
And you can leave comments on particular episodes, which do come to us.
Yeah, we like to read your comments.
If you listen on Spotify, go leave a comment.
We'll see it.
We have several viewers on YouTube who will comment every time they watch an episode.
Mm-hmm.
I did have a recent message where a sweet listener had listened to the whole podcast from beginning to end, and now she was redoing it on YouTube.
Oh my.
I know.
That's commitment right there.
Because she wanted to see us interact. And I'm like, okay, thanks. I hope you enjoy.
That is so funny.
So we're on all those social medias. We're on all those podcast apps.
What about reviews? Reviews are very important to us.
Reviews are very important to us.
That is why our rating is also so high.
And you can go to, if you don't use iTunes, Apple, whatever, you can go to ratethispodcast.com/hustle humbly.
Yep.
And that will allow you to rate it and it'll put it wherever.
So even if you've already left us a review, go to ratethispodcast.com and see if it'll let you put it there.
By all means. That would be great.
We
or
love
do us a
review.
Google review.
Okay.
Reviews are how other people
find
us. Just like your real estate business,
it's
right?
very important.
It's how other people find us. And people are still finding us every day. And I would like to also say that, I mean, we have a little tiny drop in the bucket, have run an ad here and there, but this is a very much an organically grown show.
Yeah.
So it's word of mouth. It's people sharing on their Instagram stories that they're listening, and then other
sharing with their broker.
Right. Mm-hmm. So look, there is a real estate school that shares the podcast.
Yeah.
Which is really makes
Thanks,
us so
Van
proud.
Ed.
Yeah.
Thanks, Van Ed.
Way to go, Van Ed. So yeah, that ratings are important.
Well, why don't we dive right into toasts?
Oh, please tell them about the toast.
So every episode we end with a toast. Mm-hmm. And in the beginning, it was, agents would just email us or DM us and say, hey, I want to give a shout out. So the toast is to give a shout out to someone that has helped you in your business, a mentor, a partner, a friend, your spouse. It could also be someone who is going through a hard time and needs like a toast of encouragement. Like, hey, new agent, you're working so hard. I just wanted to give you a shout out on Hustle Humbly podcast.
Yep.
Well, in 2020, when did we go to NAR? 2022. 23. We went to California for the NAR Expo, and we had a recording booth set up so that our agent listeners could come in and record their toast.
So fun.
So now at the end of each episode, it's their voice on the show, toasting their friends, their people.
Yeah.
And we loved that so much. And we got so many. And then when we went to Dallas for our 5th birthday, we did the same thing. We got a few more toasts. And so we are always looking for new toasts, and you can send in as many as you want.
Yeah.
It can be
like back in the day, people just emailed the toasts.
Yeah.
And we would read them on the show.
Mhm.
We would get the names wrong.
all the time.
All the time. But it was fun, and you love to know where they're from.
Yes.
That was like your favorite part of that. And we loved hearing people shout out other people. That was the point of the show.
Yes.
Like
community over competition.
The reason why we added the toast thing from the very beginning in the structure of the show was that we wanted to like encourage you to have community over competition, to celebrate others. Okay. But after NAR and we had these, 40-something toasts, we don't read them anymore.
Right.
And now
it's their voice.
We're kind of addicted to you doing it.
We much prefer hearing your voice on the show.
You're always going to get the names right.
Yes.
And they sound it's so fun to hear it in your words.
And then you get, when it's your day, when it's your episode, you can send that link to the person you toasted and be like, hey, be sure to listen till the end. So how do you submit a toast to us? Now we prefer just a quick video. I mean, these are not long. Like these
10, 20, 30 seconds. It has to be under a minute.
Yeah, a quick toast.
Yeah, it's just like a quickie.
And you can email, like on your iPhone. These are not professional.
No.
And just email it to us.
A selfie video.
A selfie video.
But do know when you are emailing to us, you are giving us permission to post it.
We are going to use it and use the audio for the podcast as well. The
video will be on the YouTube.
The video will be on YouTube.
It'll be you.
And the audio will be at the end of the episode. Yeah. So you will email us your videos to team@hustlehumblypodcast.com. Maybe put toast in the subject line.
Please put toast in the subject line.
So that we know what you're emailing us. But yeah, we need lots of videos. So toast like 2 or 3 people. We would love to hear who has helped you on your real estate journey.
Right. Okay, let's talk about the website a little bit.
Okay.
A lot of this we've already said is obviously on the website, and we've given you lots of slashies, right? But when you go to the website, there's also a resources tab. In the resources tab, it has like our Amazon list that have like our office supplies. We even have one with our podcast supplies because we get podcaster questions a lot. So there's lists there. There are a few other products that are not courses. Actually, when I say a few, there are currently 2. The buyer brokerage agreement cover letter, which is a presentation tool, and then the listing version, which is the listing agreement cover letter. They are both single page Canva templates that are presentation tools for when you are going to have your buyers and sellers sign a contract.
Yes.
They are so good, if I don't
they are so
mind
good.
saying so myself.
And the reviews have been amazing.
They're so good. If you're struggling with the words to say or how to condense down these long legal documents and to help people in layman's terms understand what and why they're signing, this is it. It's explaining what you do as an agent without it being one of those, you know how I hate them, 185 ways I serve you as your agent.
Yes.
The 185 things I do. No, this is like the 10 actual real things you do.
Yeah.
So it will be helpful with your presentations. Those are on the resource page.
Okay.
Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I think 3-day resume may still be there.
It is.
So if you need help with your resume.
The car kit checklist is there. Also, I just saw it.
Okay, great. That's just a freebie.
Yeah. We have a lot of freebies.
There's dig around the website, I guess is really my point. It's pretty.
You need a resource? Go there.
It's easy to navigate. There's lots of stuff there. I highly recommend you just go peruse for a bit. Okay. I want to talk about show notes a little.
Okay.
We say show notes a lot in the show because I guess we are podcasters and this is just normal vernacular. When we say it's in the show notes, it's in the show notes. That's the description to the episode on whatever platform you are using.
Yeah. So I think you just scroll down and the show notes are below the episode.
Under what's playing, it should be there. And they'll have, a lot of times we'll have links to what we talk about or, the bio for the guest or whatever information we want to share with you about that episode. Also, every single episode is housed on our website by the number.
Yes.
So hustlehumblypodcast.com/10 will take you right to the page on our website that gives you the link to play and the transcript.
For episode 10?
Any episode.
I didn't know this. That's amazing.
/279.
Wow.
If you /279,
that's a lot of slashies.
Yeah, girl. It's a lot of slashies.
Wow.
It's a lot of slashies. Mm-hmm. But you have to put in / the number, or you can click the podcast. Like, let's say you go to your category page that you love so much and you click on one of those episodes. It's going to take you to that specific episode's page of the website, which has a player, and you can play the episode right there.
I see.
Okay. But it also has the transcript and the show notes and everything you need of that episode. She's trying it right now, I think.
Doing it right now.
She's like, wow, this is amazing. She had no idea. This is how I send people episodes.
Wow.
You didn't know.
I had no. How long has it been this way?
Always and forever. That's technically our blog.
Beautiful.
Great. So, good news.
So helpful. It breaks it down each episode by the minute.
Can you see who's in charge of back-end business over here?
Let's talk about Jay.
Well, let's talk about Jay, because he is literally the one that uploads that blog every week.
Yes. Jay is Katy's husband.
That's correct.
And
shout out Jay.
When did he become like officially on staff? Like has no other job. He is on staff for Hustle Humbly Podcast.
Let's say this. In 2019 when we started, Jeanette, shout out to Jeanette, edited and got our initial setup done for 10 episodes.
Okay, yeah.
10. After 10, Jay has actually one of his best friends is a voice actor locally. I mean, well, he does work all over the country, but he has a booth, and he's all about sound and audio, and he knows all the stuff. So Jay's like, tell me what I need to know. I'm going to start editing this podcast. Because again, y'all, we weren't selling anything.
No.
And it cost
so we don't have
$100 at that time per episode.
Just to air it. So we were spending money to help the industry.
Yeah. So Jay's like, I'm just going to do this. Y'all do this, whatever. I'm going to actually edit it. So he was still doing his, I think he was still doing his construction at that time. I don't know the exact, probably in the COVID realm.
Yeah.
I think it was just like, this will be easier if you're here and you just help in the business.
Yes.
So he's been with us pretty much the whole time.
Full time. And we definitely could not do it without Jay. He can teach himself anything. He figures out all of these websites and YouTubes and posting and keeps us up to date and support and all of that.
Oh, he's very good.
Very good. So Jay is the third piece of this. Yeah, Jay is our producer.
He's the unseen. He is on a couple of episodes. Seen.
Yeah, and every now and then we'll do a bonus episode. So if you ever see number 252.5, that's a bonus midweek episode.
Yeah. We're not a 2, we're a 1 a week. We have never missed a Monday.
Never.
So every week you get one, and then maybe very rarely you will get a 0.5.
Yeah.
So the halfway through that week. Anything, surely we're missing something.
This was so good. How to contact us, why we do Toast, community, courses, freebie, social media, the categories, how to hear what we're all about, who we are. I mean, Murphy.
Oh, we didn't talk about our mascot.
Oh, gosh. Don't tell him.
Technically, we had a different mascot.
At the beginning.
We had, why are all my dogs named the same? Marley. Marley was a very sweet, old
bulldog.
English bulldog. He's very big and very
snorty.
Yeah, we got a new Snorty now. And he was only our mascot for just such a brief time. Because he died in March of 2020.
Oh, yeah. Very brief time.
And then no dogs were here. No mascot. We were mascot free.
Yeah.
And then Murphy. October of 2020 is
such a big gap.
I know, is when we got Murphy.
Okay.
So Murphy is the corgi.
Yeah.
And now we have a second mascot.
Kilo.
My
French bulldog.
The French bulldog that we have Snorting back in the mix.
Yes.
He comes.
And him and Murphy wear each other out while we record.
God, it's so funny. And those are our mascots. We have sticker of those too.
Yeah.
I didn't bring that sticker, but if you love a dog, let me know.
Right?
I think that's really all. Oh, I mean, I think that's fair. Would you like to share our last team member?
Yeah.
Our last current team member?
In the year of 2023.
In the year of the Lord.
2023, we took on an LSU marketing intern.
That is correct.
And she was studying marketing and we hired her for the podcast, but it was an unpaid internship, correct? Or it was like minimal?
Was paid. It was,
okay.
Nothing
just like
to
a minimal internship.
Nothing to write home about.
Yeah, just an internship.
Yeah.
Through LSU.
Yeah.
And we loved her so much.
Such a hard worker.
That in January of 2024.
That correct?
We brought her on full time. So she helps with social media and all of that.
I know. And we needed it.
We needed it so bad. She's amazing. So she makes us do all of our reels.
Yeah.
She's very young. She's like 22 or 22. Mm-hmm. And sometimes she'll be like, okay, guys, we're making this reel. And Katy and I will be like, we're not 22. We can't do that.
But sometimes we do.
And it's funny.
Yes, they're always good. She's so helpful.
So helpful.
Yes. So there are 4 people on this team.
Yes.
Plus 2 mascots.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of people under the roof of Hustle Humbly.
Yeah.
It is its own sweet little business.
Newsletter. Be sure you're on the newsletter. If we do any sort of like we went to Dallas for our 5th birthday, you need to be on the newsletter to know about those things.
I think it is just /newsletter and you'll be able to give us your email.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, you're so right. Very crucial. If you want to hear me tell a random story and relate it to real estate, you will love it there.
Also, we do Q&A episodes, and sometimes we use the newsletter as a resource. So if you have a specific question or
like the haunted house
our
stories.
Halloween episodes are amazing, the haunted house stories that y'all send us. Mm-hmm. So we do and that comes through our newsletter. We email you to say, hey, do you have any haunted house or creepy stories that we can share for the Halloween episode?
Yeah. /newsletter.
So go to hustlehumblypodcast.com/newsletter to be on that list as well. We don't spam you much.
No. I mean, look, you're always welcome to leave, but I try to keep it
brief. Yeah. Minimal.
And entertaining.
Yeah. It's good information.
Look, I do have a lot of people on that list that say, this is the only email that I religiously open.
Mm-hmm.
I try to keep it entertaining.
The open rate is great.
Maybe this is a good time for me to say, I went to college for creative writing.
Yeah.
I will not.
This is your outlet.
I enjoy it. So I enjoy telling a story. And again, it is logistically a very important list to be on.
Yeah.
If you want to know if we're having a sale, if you want to know, what are we offering? If you want to know, if you want to answer the surveys or the questions.
Or a sneak peek on things.
Yeah. Or if you want to know what that week's episode is. I'm going to get better. That's my 2025 goal.
Okay.
I'm going to get better at sending the weekly email that tells you what the episode is about.
Okay. I think that's all. This was great.
It's like when you go to college and you do orientation and they make you take the tour.
Okay. You know what movie clip was playing in my head? Did your kids watch Monsters, Inc.?
Yes.
Okay, MU, Monsters University, when Mike Wazowski's going to college, and they're like, welcome, come get your headshot. And
so funny.
Now you need to go to this table and meet your roommate.
We had a search and find book that was Monsters, Inc., and one of the scenes is like the campus, the college campus.
I love Monsters University.
So
I like it better than Monsters, Inc. I like MU
the university
better.
is good.
So funny.
Oh, and then I picture what are the other like Legally Blonde when she goes to Harvard.
And her moving van moves up.
Oh my God, so good. You've just gone to Hustle Humbly University orientation.
I hope it was exciting.
Do you feel ready or overwhelmed?
Let us know if you need a Hustle Humbly University sticker.
That's right. Thank you all for being here.
Let's have a toast.
Let's do a toast. I can't wait to hear someone give us their toast.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Hey there, I'm Cindy Thackeray with John L. Scott from Portland, Oregon. And I would like to give a shout out and a toast to Candace Dunn and Rochelle Newmeyer. They are my boss babes that lift me up. Way to go, WCR.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the Hustle Humbly podcast.
If you enjoyed this episode, please go to ratethispodcast.com/hustlehumbly and leave us a review or drop a comment if you're listening on Spotify.
If you have an episode topic or someone you'd like to toast on the show, please email us at team@hustlehumblypodcast.com.
Find us on social media at Hustle Humbly Podcast. Don't forget to find all of the free resources at hustlehumblypodcast.com/resources.
See you next week.